Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Diego Castro. President Bongbong Marcos calls on his ASEAN counterparts to provide protection to migrant workers and their families. In his intervention during the ASEAN summit, the president emphasized the need to prepare the marginalized sector for the digital future. He also raised the issue of human trafficking, which he said was exacerbated by digital technology. He expressed hope for the implementation of a declaration on combating trafficking in persons caused by the abuse of technology.
Our policies to protect migrant workers should provide assistance across all stages of crisis preparedness, response, and recovery.
Meanwhile, the chief executive acknowledged that one of the biggest threats to the development of the ASEAN region is climate change. Marcos Jr. assured the public that the Philippines prioritizes cooperation to become disaster ready. He also announced the readiness of the country to host the ASEAN Summit in 2026 in lieu of Myanmar amid security concerns.
ASEAN must call on developed countries to heighten the implementation of their commitments that include climate finance, technology developments and transfer, capacity building, in order to drive ASEAN capabilities to prevent, mitigate, manage, and adapt to the impacts of climate change.
The country's inflation rate accelerated in August, the first spike in 7 months. Headline inflation jumped to 5.3% from 4.7% in July. This figure falls within Bangko Central's forecast, but is higher than the 4.9% median estimate of analysts in a Business World poll. National statistician Dennis Mapa said the uptrend was mainly due to the higher year-on-year increase in food and non-alcoholic beverages. For rice alone, inflation surged to 8.7% in August. Mapa added that the faster inflation rate was also driven by higher transport costs attributed to the rising prices of gasoline and diesel. The Agriculture Department defends the mandated price ceiling on rice. DA Bureau of Plant Industry Director Gerald Glenn Panganiban said it went through rigorous studies. Panganiban added that the warehouse inspections were conducted before the implementation of the price cap. The DA has assured retailers, traders, and importers of continuous dialogues to drive rice prices down. The price ceiling for regular milled rice has been set at 41 pesos per kilo and 45 pesos a kilo for well-milled rice. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. A Manila Regional Trial Court issues an e-warrant of arrest against ex-Congressman Arnie Teves and several others. This is in connection to the murder of late Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo and 9 others last March. The Justice Department is now eyeing to get the help of the United Nations to bring Teves back in the country. Recall that Degamo was distributing cash aid when armed men entered his residence and started shooting. Teves has been pointed as the alleged mastermind of the crime, prompting him to hide in some countries. For now, Teves is thought to be in Timor-Leste, but some accounts said he is in Cambodia or Thailand. Teves is also facing charges connected to murders of 3 other people back in 2019. In weather, Inang is now outside the Philippine area of responsibility. The tropical depression was last spotted some 1,240 kilometers east-northeast of extreme northern Luzon. Inang is forecast to gradually intensify as it continues to accelerate towards the seas south of mainland Japan. Inang has no direct impact over the country, but it enhances habagat along with the remnants of haikwe. Occasional rains are expected over the western portions of northern and central Luzon in the next 3 days. These include the Ilocos region, Zambales, and Bataan. From 32 teams to now just 8. The 2023 FIBA World Cup begins its final phase of the tournament with its first 2 quarterfinal matches on Tuesday. Just a few days after their impressive win over Team USA, Lithuania has been booted out of the tournament after a dominating performance by Serbia, 87-68. Led by Atlanta Hawks star Bogdan Bogdanovic, Serbia took control of the game from the second quarter and never allowed their lead to slip. Meanwhile, Team USA completely dominated Italy, 100-63, clinching a spot in the semis. Italy was clearly in over their heads as USA displayed their defensive plays to come back from their loss against Lithuania. The Americans kept the pressure on Italy the whole match, and it worked as they finished the game with a 37-point lead. The FIBA quarterfinals continues today with Germany facing Latvia at 4:45 in the afternoon, following by a match between Canada and Slovenia at 8:30 p.m. Both matches will be held at the MOA Arena. And that's it for this hour. Join us again at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.